What is up, everybody? It is CJ Plays here, and I'm back with another Sims 4 speed build. Today, we're going to be building a lighthouse converted into a restaurant. Okay, now I don't really know what I'm going to call this yet, but I have some questions about this build because, for one, this is a lighthouse, but what is it doing in Strangerville? A desert world? Okay, and also, this is a seafood restaurant. Again, why is it in Strangerville? like normally I wouldn't mind because like some places just order food from like different places or companies and stuff, but like the slogan of this restaurant is fresh fish caught daily. So I have to ask, where does the fish come from? Who's supplying the fish? There's literally nowhere to fish in Strangerville. So how are you getting fish? I don't know. But like as normally as I would say in some of my other builds, it's shady stuff going on. This isn't like that, okay? This is a legitimate business. This is like a family-owned business. I just don't know where the fish comes from. And I feel like you shouldn't ask because do you really want to know? But anyway, this build only uses done out cats and dogs in the base game. So you don't have to worry about having a lot of packs for this. I had a lot of fun building this. I really like the addition of the little lighthouse. Listen, okay, so here's the thing. I was originally going to like just place down like a lighthouse item because I thought we had a lighthouse item in the catalog. Like I didn't think that we had one in like the main catalog, so I like used like debug and show hidden objects. I couldn't find it. Okay, and the only like lighthouse object that I found was like the really small miniature, like small one. And I could have sized it up, but I didn't really like how it looked sized up, especially like on this lot. So I just built one like into the actual build, which I still think looked nice. I think it looks a little bit more authentic. I did end up actually extending the lighthouse because, like, as you can see, it is a little bit short, and I kind of wanted it to stick out a little bit more. So I did extend it a little bit. And I also added like another little bump out at the top just to make the build a little bit more interesting. For some reason, it took me a while to get it right because when I placed it down, it just didn't look even for whatever reason. Like you'll see a little bit in the build, I put like the roof onto like that little bump out bar, like this roof right here, and it just didn't look even. I don't know why. Like from the road, it just did not look even. It took me a while. I had to pause the stream a couple of times to try to figure out, but I don't know. Maybe it was just me. I also paused the stream a lot of times because I was only using base game cats and dogs and Dine Out, but I don't think Dine Out comes with any windows. So it took me a while to try to figure out what windows I wanted to use because I just didn't know. Like the bottom, for one thing too, the bottom part of this build is like it has the medium wall height, and the top part has the regular like short wall height. So like nothing was just looking right. I couldn't get it. It took me a while. Okay, I went through all the windows and I finally got set on the ones that I chose, and I think they look really nice. I did end up moving the windows around a little bit especially at the bottom of the build because they kind of were like all lumped up together, and I kind of wanted them spaced out. Yeah, so I did just kind of like move them around a little bit. I kind of got them like as leveled as I could, but yeah, I think this is a really nice build. I purposely put it in Strangerville because I thought it was like kind of funny to have a seafood restaurant in a place where like there's literally no sea life, like especially in Strangerville. Because like in terms of real life, I think there have been some fish that like live in the desert in terms of real life, if I'm not mistaken. But like in Strangerville, there's literally nowhere to fish. So where'd you get the fish from? But anyway, moving on to the interior, I purposely cut out me trying to do a floor plan because I didn't know how I wanted it to be. Originally, I was going to put like two staircases that were like facing, like not facing each other, but like facing away from each other. But I was like, that looks a little bit too fancy for a seafood restaurant. This isn't like a fancy establishment. This is like family owned. Like it's been in your town for years. You know the owners by name. They know you by name. If they don't know you, they know your family. That kind of thing. So I didn't want it to look a little bit like I didn't want it to look so elegant. But it's nice. Like this is somewhere you would go like if you're graduating or you're having a party. Speaking of parties, we're gonna get to that. But anyway, this is the little entrance area. I purposely put those chairs. I love those little benches from Cats and Dogs. I use those a lot. So yeah, I put those in this little room. This is like a little waiting room that you would come and just wait for like a table to be ready or something. This is where you would go to like make reservations if you didn't call in. And I also later on, I didn't put it in the video, but I put like the little chair, the little armchair from Cats and Dogs in the corner with the little matching ottoman. I purposely put the ottoman in front because that chair is not like the restaurant was like, this is just a display chair, don't sit in it. So they put something in front, but you could definitely do it if you wanted to. Next up, you have like the little middle area. I decided to make this area into like an open bar because the area was really big, and I did end up extending the kitchen out a little bit because I didn't have enough room in the kitchen, so it kind of helps fill like this big empty space in the middle. Like, yeah, you'll see it later on. And I also put a fish tank. Now, this is the only fish tank in the build. Originally, I was going to try to put another fish tank upstairs, but I kind of went against it. And yeah, so maybe this is where the fish, the fresh caught fish stay until it's ready to get cooked. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still on that fish thing. Where do you get the fish from? But yeah, this is just the middle area. I just put some like slight decorations here and there. I wish we had more nautical decorations. Like, we have a lot, but I wish we had a little bit more because I tried to use like the one with the net and the buoys on it, but when you size it down, it kind of cast a shadow. So I kind of went against it and I just used like one of the like little signs from Dine Out, the signs that lit up. And I did put this nice rug down from the base game, and I really like that swatch. But this room is the little kids room. I'd imagine that, like this is just like a little hangout area for kids if they eat early, or you're waiting for like a table, the kids can come and play in here. But this is an old room, it has like a really old dollhouse. It has a toy box that's like half empty because either kids have taken toys home or they have broken them and the owners threw them away. So, it's just not a lot going on in this room. Like, dollhouse doesn't even have dolls, okay? Like, it's a lot going on in this room. I purposely put one activity table because I like the idea of like kid Sims trying to fight over like who gets to turn next at the little activity table, which is funny. And I also put like a bookcase and a little chair, so the Sims could read if they wanted to. I really like this little room, and I like including rooms like this because I feel like it's just nice, especially like in a family restaurant. Like, this is just a thoughtful room, just to have somewhere for kids to go. Yeah, so I really like how it turned out. Now, this room that I'm about to go to, this long room in the back, this is what I like to call the party room. This is the event room. This is the party room. This is where you go, like, if you have parties of like a large number of guests. But the rule is about this room, you cannot just show up in the restaurant expecting to have the back room. You have to reserve this room 2 months in advance, okay? Because I don't know what happened, but apparently it was a big thing that happened some years ago, and the owners just decided that from now on, anyone that wants to use it has to reserve the room 2 months in advance. So that's just how it is. But you'll notice that there is a room that connects into this room, which I like to call that room the game room. Now, I did only use base game and Cats and Dogs and Dine Out, so I couldn't use the foosball table. I wanted to use the foosball table from Get Together, and I wanted to maybe use the arcade machine from Get Together, but I wasn't using those packs, unfortunately. So I went for the cards tables that are in the base game, and I didn't even realize that they were in the base game. I knew, I've always seen them, but I kind of I guess got them confused with the Don't Wake the Llama game in Get Together. But no, these are card tables, and they're in the base game. So yeah, I have to ask, do you have your Sims Play cards in the Sims 4? I don't know. I have had Sims Play it a couple of times, but yeah. Anyway, so definitely, if you want to download this, if you have Get Together, you could definitely just swap these tables out for the foosball tables, or maybe the arcade machine. I did like the idea of a jukebox. Yeah, I don't know. I think this room is also kind of nice too. I like the story of just, you can only use this room if you have access to the party room. It's extra. Yeah, but this is just me next going on to the kitchen area. This is the moment when I figured out that oops, the room's a little bit too small, so I did extend it a little bit, which like I said, it kind of helped fill up that space in the little middle section of the build. I did put up 2 chef stations because I'd imagine that if you download this, you probably have a lot of Sims. There'll probably be a lot of Sims to spawn up here anyway. And there's a lot of tables upstairs. So I just decided to put 2 chef stations just in case. Even if you wanted to run this, you could just, 2 chef stations, 2 people cooking at the same time. It kind of helps get food out quicker. I was going to put a countertop between the 2 chef stations. But I kind of just wanted to do something a little bit different. So I put 2 sinks, which I think is kind of fun. The idea of you waitresses or waiters coming in with food and they coming out with dirty dishes. I don't know. I just think it's funny to think about. But that's pretty much it for the downstairs. Now moving on to upstairs. Okay. I was struggling with the idea of making the upstairs like totally off limits, only like you could only access the upstairs if you like paid top dollar just to have like a room upstairs. Like this was gonna be like the really fancy, nice, where you would take your date kind of room. But then I kind of went against it because the only bathrooms in this build are upstairs, and I kind of feel like it would ruin the mood if you went like on a really romantic date and you're like telling the love of your life that you love them, and you're getting ready to propose, and then you have like a sim just coming back and forth to the bathroom. I kind of feel like that would kind of ruin the immersion, especially if you had like a table right outside the bathroom. Like, no. So I decided to make this the more general sitting area. Put a whole lot of tables, so a whole lot of Sims get here at the same time. And I was gonna put the other fish tank up here, but I kind of decided to go against it. I do think it's kind of fun to like, you know, see fish like swim around as you eat, you know. But I kind of went against it, and I put some artwork up here instead. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this room. And as for the bathroom, I ended up just making the bathrooms look really identical to each other, same items, same color swatch, and they're both unisex, so you know you don't have to worry about like, oh, you know, the female bathroom is filled up, you know, it's fine. And I did put these really nice curtains from the base game in this room. I was gonna go for the ones with dine out, but I felt like they looked a little bit too fancy. So I kind of like the ones from base game, and I put them in a white swatch, and I think they look really nice. But that is pretty much it for this build. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. If you want to download this build, it will be on the gallery. My gallery ID is SeeKingsley. That's SeeCkingly, SeeCkingly. And yeah, that's all I have for this video. And if you did enjoy what do I have for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, stick around for screenshots because I have screenshots. And yeah, that's all I have for this one. Bye. Thanks for watching.